Parents have been called to nurture their children in the ways of the Lord, to also endeavor to provide for them physically, socially, spiritually, and otherwise, and to also make their home conducive for the children to grow up. This was the assertion of the wife of the dean of the Pro-Cathedral Anglican Diocese of Kana West, Texas, Mrs. Ijoma Ubadinobi. According to her, children are leaders of tomorrow. Hence, parents should ensure that they raise their children properly and inculcating them good morals, which will help them in life to be successful.
Our children, we need to nurture them. We need to provide for them physically. We need to provide for their social needs. We also need to provide for their spiritual needs. It is important that we make our home a conducive place for our children to grow. We know this saying that our children are the leaders of tomorrow, and we know how true that statement is. So as we train up our children, bear it in mind that you are training tomorrow's leaders. So you have to make sure that our children, that they build character, that they get the education that they need to put them in the best position to survive and to be sustained in the society.
Mrs. Ubadinobi also called on parents and elders in the society to be good models so that the children can learn from them, stressing that raising up the children is a responsibility that God has passed on to the parents, so parents must be up and doing.
It is also important that as parents and as elders, as older people in the society, that we model good behavior for the children. It's not just enough to tell these children to do this or don't do that. We all know the saying that actions speak louder than words. So our action actually speaks to these children more than the words that we tell them. Our children are watching us. They are looking at us. So it is important that we model good behaviors for them. Training of our children is a huge responsibility that God has given to us. And let's also note that we are all responsible and going to give account to God of how we have helped these children.
The clergy wife further called on parents not to leave their children behind when going to church, but to also engage them in every spiritual exercise and to also pass the faith which they have received from their fathers.
We should take our children along in your Christian journey. As you go to church, take your children. As you pray, make sure that your children are involved in prayers. Teach them the word of the Lord. Teach them how to pray. Take them along with you as you go to church. And as they grow up, they are not going to leave these things. The baton was handed over to us by our parents. It is our duty and our responsibility to make sure that we hand over this baton to our children also, because they are the leaders of tomorrow.